Hello and welcome to this first lecture on this new section on AI for verbal communication excellence. In this course, AI for verbal and non-verbal communication excellence. So in this particular section, we will give you a good idea of how can you use AI for excellence in verbal communication. And we will begin by taking a look at one of the ways you can do that is crafting and enhancing your speech. And particularly, we will look at how can you use AI to generate impactful opening and closing statements. So that's what we have for you in this lecture. So how do you think you can use AI for verbal communication excellence in general? What are the ways that you think you can do to use AI for verbal communication excellence? So basically, the first thing is to look at is to craft and enhance your speech. And there you can use generative AI tools like ChatGPT, Grammarly Go, Jasper to do few things. And there are three things we would suggest you to do is to, generate impactful opening and closing statement, rewrite or enhance clarity, tone, and emotional speech or appeal, and tailor messages for different audiences like executives, clients, and teams, and they will need to be different. So that is the one thing that you can do to improve your uh, verbal communication excellence. Let's take a look at each of these as we go forward. In this particular lecture, we will take a look at how can you generate impactful opening and closing statements. Let us do that. So how do you think you can use generative AI tools to generate impactful opening and closing statements to craft and enhance speech? Any thoughts? So here is a set of steps that you can take. The first, you know, this is the guide for how you to know how to use the generative AI tools like ChatGPT, Jasper, Notion AI, etc., to generate impactful closing and opening statements to craft and enhance your speech. So let's take a look at these steps that we need to take. So first step would be to clarify the context of your speech, and that you can do by starting by prompting the AI with detailing such as audience, like whether the audience are students, executives, general public, tone and theme, is it innovative, is it leadership, is it about sustainability, topic and theme, sorry. The third thing is tone itself, where we are talking about whether the tone is inspiring, persuasive, humorous, and the duration. Is it a 2 minute intro, 1 minute close, etc., etc. And you will need to give this prompt, and an example of such a prompt would be, to ask the AI to write an inspiring 2 minute opening for a keynote speech on digital transformation for a group of senior business leaders. So you have their audience, you have the topic and theme, you have the tone and the duration. So like this, you need to clarify the context of the speech. Then you need use AI to craft attention grabbing hooks, right? Like quotes, questions, stories, stats. Introduce the topic clearly and confidently, and establish connections with the audience. And a couple of samples of such a prompt would be, you know, to say to the AI, write a compelling opening statement for a motivational speech on overcoming failure. Or it could be another prompt could be, give me three opening lines that combine storytelling and statistics to begin a speech on AI in healthcare. So these could be some of the prompts that can help you generate opening statements impactfully. Now, you should remember to use AI will help you test multiple versions quickly, so you can generate multiple versions and you can then select one based on the tone and style that matches your requirements. The third step would be to generate memorable closing statements, and there again you can use AI to reinforce the core message or call to action at the end of the statement, leave a lasting impression in terms of story, quote, or visual impact, visual image, and transition to a Q&A or thank the audience effectively. And some of the sample prompts could be, you know, Write a powerful 60-second closing for a TED style talk on emotional intelligence. So that could be one closing statement you asking AI to write for you. Or you could be saying, give me three versions of an impactful conclusion that summarizes key points and ends with a call to action. And you can ask for variations. Variations emotionally could be an emotional, confident, humorous, poetic, etc. etc. So, like this, you can generate memorable closing statements also. Then you can refine and personalize with iterative prompts. Once the AI gives you the first draft, you can say, make it more concise or make it more emotional or add a quote by Einstein. And for this, you can use the prompts like rewrite this using storytelling or add a metaphor involving sports. And an example prompt for refining this could be, you know, now rewrite the closing call with a call to action that inspires young entrepreneurs to take bold steps. So, like this, you can refine and personalize with iterative prompts. So, what are the recommended AI tools for crafting speech intros and closures? You can use ChatGPT, of course, and its strength is multi style generation, deep context understanding. You can use Jasper AI. It has templates for openings and closing and tone control. Notion AI is another tool to use for quick content generation inside notes. Right Sonic is another one where you can do fast speech blocks and variants, and Quillbot is another one for paraphrasing and tone adjustment. So these are some of the recommended AI tools for crafting speech intros and closures. Let's take a look at the best practices to apply after AI drafting, right? So practice delivery using AI feedback tools like Orai and Udly, right? So you need to practice that. Record and watch yourself to ensure verbal and non-verbal alignment, and do A/B testing versions with the peers or mentors for emotional impact. So these are some of the best practices to apply after AI drafting of your opening statements and closing statements. So what do we do next? So having looked at how to generate impactful opening and closing statements, we will now look at how to rewrite and enhance clarity, tone, and emotional appeal, because the whole process of writing impactful opening and closing statements is an iterative one, as we saw. So how can you rewrite and enhance clarity, tone, and emotional appeals for generating impactful opening and closing statements, right? So that's what we will do in the next lecture. So thank you so much for watching this first lecture on AI for verbal communication excellence. I hope you continuing to learn new things, continuing to enjoy, and I do look forward to see you again in the next lecture. Please feel free to message me if you have any questions. I'll be happy to answer your questions, and do download the PDF file to take a look at anything that you need to.